Hey, I'm Alan Brito from Rhino Architect, and welcome to this tutorial about joining and exploding lines. Let me explain to you how you can manage and control the creation of line segments and polylines by merging and exploding them. This is an important part of any workflow because this is one of the first things that many people do in Rhino is create a flat surface or a flat shape, and from this flat shape you begin working on a 3D model. And here in Rhino you will find the line and 2D shape tools under curve, and we have here the line, you have the polyline, and many other shapes. But let's focus now on lines and polylines. We also have them here on the toolbar. You will see the option here. You can either create polylines with a left click or line segments with a right click. If I start a line segment, let me just double check to see I'm using the grid snap to follow the grid here. It will make it easier for us to draw. If I start with line segments, I can right click here and begin creating a shape. If I click and use the first point, it will give me this shape. And if you try to select them, they are individual lines. Now let's try to do the same thing, but with polylines. If I left click, it will start a polyline and I can begin clicking to create a shape. Now, if I try to select just one of them, as you can see, it's now a closed polyline. It's a single object. And then we can use the join and explode to manage those two elements. First, with the join, you can turn those individual lines here into a polyline. You can select all of them, drawing a window, a selection window around them, and using this option here with a left click, you will start a join. If I left click here, it will join all of the lines. If I try to select just one now, it's a single object. And I can add and manage more lines, more segments here using a combination of the explode and a join. What can we do with the explode? Well, if you explode a polyline, it will start. It will not be. It won't be a polyline anymore. Rhino will split each one of the segments as individual pieces. Let me give you an idea on how it works by selecting this polyline and using the explode tool, which we can use it from this icon. If you left click, it will now explode this polyline, and as you can see, we have now individual segments. For instance, you can easily extract this line. Let me use the nudge key here to move it to the side. If you are not aware, the nudge key on Rhino by default it's Alt, and you can use your arrow keys to move things around. And I can make it go back to be a polyline by joining them. Use the tool, left click, and it's now a polyline again. And in case you need, you can, for instance, keep drawing more segments for this polyline. Let me start the polyline, press enter to confirm. But if I try to select them, they are separate entities. If you select both, I'm using a cross window to select those two polylines. To create a cross window, you can click anywhere and move the cursor to the left. And any object that this selection window cross, it will be added to the selection. Now I have two polylines selected and I can use the join. If I left click, they are now a single object. So this is just a simple and quick tutorial on how to use the join and merge tools to manage line segments here in Rhino. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you find it useful, someone else might find it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the future tutorials. See you next time. Bye.